Back, baby. It's Monday. I'm JP Shadrick. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. We've got 2 hours of intriguing radio ahead tonight. Hall of Famer Tony Boselli is in the building. He's at the desk. He's where he needs to be. Just ask him anytime. He's here tonight, of course. No Pete Prisco tonight. So ratings should be through the roof this evening. We'll get a Steelers game review, preseason week 2, the Jaguars loss, and some things to come out of that game. And then practices coming up this week against the Falcons in Atlanta. And yes, your FanDuel fan questions in the second hour this evening. We've got a lot to get to. Tony, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm also doing outstanding, Tony. Yes, we're looking forward to preseason week 3 coming up. I think, this is the week where, it's the last chance of practices against the Falcons to really kind of make an impression, and then the game is really for special teams and, trying to figure out those final roster spots. That last preseason game usually feels like that. So I think by this time of training camp in the preseason, a lot of folks are ready just to get on to the regular year, but there's still business to get through here.
Yeah, there's always business. I mean, this game was more about first half and seeing the ones and play, and obviously the focus probably on offense more than anything because of Trevor Lawrence and seeing what he could do, and how that group's progressing under Doug Peterson, and you got a good view of the defense for an extended period. Next week's all about the back end of the roster. And, what does that mean? You're probably looking at 10 to 15% of the roster fighting for spots. So call it 5 to 7 guys really fighting for a spot on that 53-man roster, and then also rounding out the practice squad. So lots of business to do. Now, is the last preseason game, you have to understand what you're watching. You're not going to see the starters.
This is
most likely. I mean, we're assuming. I mean, I don't think. I mean, has Doug said anything yet?
He hasn't
officially?
said anything yet. He hasn't talked this week. After the game was the last time he talked.
Yeah.
It might feel like the Hall of Fame game, honestly. Starters didn't play in that one.
Yeah, I think it'll be similar to that. That's probably a good sense of what you're going to see.
Yeah.
And you might even see guys like Trayvon Walker, who you did see in that first game.
True.
So
and the starting secondary played in that game,
right,
too, in Canton. So who knows about those guys, too. Well, the offense, you mentioned them. You wanted to see the starters. You got to see the starting offense for the first half. They drove the ball throughout the game, in fact. They had a 15-play drive at one point. They had a 10-play drive, but they fell shy. And if you're watching on Jaguars.com, you see the drive chart in the first half. 7 plays, missed field goal, 10 plays, 47 yards, a field goal made, 15 plays, had to settle for a field goal, and they turned the ball over on downs and into the half. So Doug Peterson, after the game, was asked about that red zone offense.
Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough. We got to finish drives with scores. And that's something we talk about and work on. Quite a bit with the red zone, and we just got to keep working. The offense understands that. One, we got to run the football in the red zone. Number one, and we tried to do that tonight, and that wasn't good enough. And we just got to keep plugging away. And look at it and get better and make sure we get the right guys in there and get ready here in a couple of weeks.
So you got to finish in the end zone, Tony. And
that is the purpose of the game.
You think you want to score more points than the other team too, right? So
that's what you get from former quarterbacks. You get that kind of hard-hitting insight. So I appreciate
deep. He would know more than most that you need to score. And they haven't done a lot of that, really, in this preseason.
No, we haven't scored. I mean, how many touchdowns? I know we had one.
The last play for the starters last week against the Browns was a touchdown pass.
That's only
about it for the starters.
For the starters, and then we had one more with C.J. Beathard running the ball in. Did we score a touchdown against the Raiders in that game? I can't remember. I wasn't really watching.
I think you were busy, right?
I was busy, so I can't. I have no idea. But yes, red zone's critical. It's situational football. The good teams are good at situational football, and they're good in the red zone, both offensively and defensively, keeping people out of the end zone, forcing field goals, and then sticking it in when you have opportunities. And the good news, let's take the positive, is that the offense moved the ball. Not really 3 and outs and penalties and behind the chains. How often was this team behind the chains? Not often, which is good. That's a good sign.
One holding call last week?
Yeah, and that's a great progression. Now, the downside is, inconsistencies from Trevor early, missing some guys that would extended drives and move the ball that might turn into touchdowns. And so those are critical plays. They look like just a third down, but really what it is it gives you another chance to a set of downs to have it when you're on the positive side of the field to get the ball in the end zone. And I think they really only had one red zone trip.
That's right. That was the 15-play drive.
15-play drive, and I think it was right at the edge. I don't think they got deep into the red zone.
Correct.
The way I look at it is overall I think there's a lot of positive looking at this offense. A lot of positive. I mean, you could, after the first two drives of this game and the game last week, Trevor Lawrence looked really good, made some really great throws. And going back and watching the tape, the offensive line can be a little bit cleaner. Some guys flashing in front of him on, one of the missed throws. There's a little bit of pressure in his face. Not bad pressure. I'm not excusing Trevor. He needs to make the play. But you're always looking at who else can do a little bit better. I think the offensive line could clean a couple things up here or there. But overall, I mean, Trevor's got to be more consistent early in games, and he's got to hit the easy ones, and he missed some easy ones the last couple weeks.
We'll get your thoughts on the offensive line a little bit later in about 15 minutes, but Trevor Lawrence's performance against the Steelers, 14 of 21, 133 through the air. Trevor Lawrence, in his own words after the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I don't like to say too much before I watch it and see, and there's definitely a lot of good things to watch from the tape and learn from. Pittsburgh did a nice job, gave a lot of different looks. So there'll be a lot of things to learn from. I'd say just obviously we want to score more touchdowns. Similar theme as last week. So got to improve there. I mean, you've seen our ability to drive the ball and time of possession and keep drives going has been great, and that's something that's going to really help us throughout the season. But in order to win these games, you got to score more points. So from there, I'd say that's the first thing, obviously, that comes to mind. That's the obvious. And then I think I left a few plays out there, got a little bit antsy with my feet at times. So there's some things, individually to work on and to watch. And then I think as a unit, though, there was more good things than bad, especially in that first half with our crew that was out there. I felt good about the things we did. Obviously, the obvious is to score more touchdowns, but there'll be more to learn from for sure.
Before the game, Doug Peterson, Tony, said that they wanted him to get a little deeper in his progressions down the field. And it felt like maybe a couple of times that happened. There was a play to Christian Kirk down the field where he had an option to throw to, I think, Marvin Jones Jr., who had crossed. They had crossers, and he threw past him to the second level. That was a good sign, I thought.
Well, yeah, I mean, part of being able to go through your progressions, making sure you have a good time. And you have to have the offensive line has to allow you to do that. And when they did, I think he did a good job of going through that. I still go back to, I think he hit on it. It's his feet. When his feet get unsettled and aren't good, he's not as accurate. When his feet are good, he is on target. And and his arm is so talented. He's such a big guy, and he has such a good presence in the pocket. He just stands there tall. He doesn't get skittish when he gets hit or things flash. And he obviously he's a great athlete. He can run with it when necessary. So, people have talked, are you worried about Trevor because of the inconsistency and maybe some inaccuracy issues early? Not at all. I mean, he has the right coaching staff around him, all fixable things. It's not like this guy can't hit the broadside of a barn for like the whole game. I mean, it's here or there. Now, unfortunately, it's come at some big third downs when there's plays to be made. And that's, good. I'm glad it's happening right now. Let's get it cleaned up, which he will. He has the right mindset. I like that, what he said there in his post-game presser is like, hey, I'm not going to say too much until I see the tape. Let me see, because here's one thing I learned playing. It's never as good as you think it is, and it's never as bad as you think it is. Sometimes I've left practices or games, it's like, oh my gosh, that is the worst. Like, I can't even imagine what's that going to look like. It is awful. And I'm like depressed. And I watch the film the next day, and it's like, wasn't as bad as I thought.
And Doug Peterson said that about the now, I guess, somewhat infamous Wednesday practice last week where the defense dialed up a bunch of pressure and Trevor Lawrence threw a bunch of picks and they had miscommunication issues on offense. It was, at least at first glance, it felt like just a really rough day at the office for the offense. But Peterson later was like, it was on purpose and there's some things you can take away from it. And it wasn't as bad as – when they look back at the tape. So that happens.
Well, I mean, that's a veteran guy.
Yeah.
It's a veteran coach and player who's been in the situation where you leave a practice one side of the ball and you're like,
what did we do today?
that is awful. And I've been on their side where you're like, woo, we dominated. And then you go into the meeting and you're just getting ripped by the coach because you're like, that wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. We got a break here and it was a slip guy here and, so on and so forth. So, hey, game of football is complex. And it can be messy, and sometimes, things don't work out as planned, and it's guys making plays above and beyond, and you kind of work through things. And overall, I'm really excited about this offense. I think this is this is early, and I don't want to jinx it. And we had too many people saying goofy things last year. Thankfully, I was not one of them.
I don't recall that part of it. I think you were among the.
No, I was not high on the receiving core. I wasn't like woo.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't. I wasn't down on him. I just said, let's wait and see. I'm actually very high on this. I think this is the best receiving core we've had since, Jimmy and Keenan. Now, Jimmy and Keenan, they're not near that. But, if you take those guys off the table and you look as a group, I think this group has the potential with, Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, and then Christian Kirk being the number one guy, to be really, really productive.
Veteran guys who understand how to separate, at least so far in the preseason.
With
they've
speed.
been able to get open, and they're fast.
Well, I mean, Marvin Jones isn't a burner
but he knows how to get open.
But he's a professional receiver.
He can catch the ball when it's thrown to him.
He's a professional receiver. He knows how to work his body. He understands how to read coverages, use leverage, and everything else. Christian Kirk can run and move, and is very good at finding open spaces. And then Zay Jones can just flat run. I mean, he can get up and go. And then you have Agnew, which was great to see him back in action.
Little screen game.
I think he's going to be your fourth receiver.
Why not?
And then the question is, how do you lose LaVisca and not, let's hope not as a punt returner.
Yeah,
that's my early.
That wasn't a fantastic showing.
But he has a role in this offense. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe use him out of the backfield a little bit. I think there's some things you can do there. They're not going to show that during preseason, obviously.
All right, he's the fifth guy.
And
then
the
sixth guy.
And then I think it's right now. I'd argue it's between Treadwell and Tim Jones. And
Tim Jones has the most catches in preseason.
Well, I don't think that matters as much. I think who's more valuable on special teams, because if you're going to be the sixth receiver on the roster, you better be a core special team guy. And who's better? Is it LaVisca or Tim Jones at special teams?
Tim Jones, 6'1", 200 pounds, first-year player out of Southern Miss. And, of course, Laquan Treadwell has been in the league for a number of years. He's a little bigger than that, big physical receiver. Former first-round pick, but those days are a long time ago. But he's found his way to stick around in the NFL and kind of, I think, probably humbled a little bit after you're a first-round pick. Things don't go like you plan, but he's handled it seemingly pretty well.
Yeah, he's a pro. I mean, he works. He wants a role in the team. I think guys like that who are positive and have high energy and are willing to do anything to help the team are really valuable. It's just a question. I mean, it's the little things. And I think that this game matters coming up for both those guys. And it'll be a debate between the special teams coach and the wide receiver coach and offense coordinator, because they're all going to have a different use case for that individual. And then Doug will ultimately decide, who is most valuable to help us win football games. But the sixth receiver is, not going to get very many catches. Let's hope not, because that means there's a bunch of injuries.
That's right.
But that guy will be valuable on special teams.
All right, coming up in just a little bit, we'll get into the defensive performance in this past weekend's game against the Steelers. And coming up in the second hour, the Fanatics fan questions from social media. That's coming up a little bit later. Are you tired of being called the Hall of Famer, Tony Boselli?
No, not even in the slightest.
Okay, I'm going to keep calling you that then. That's Hall of Famer Tony Boselli. I'm JP Shadrick. We are off and running. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Kessler Creative, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, has been a leader in direct mail for over a decade. Using the latest technology, Kessler can now reach your ideal audience even more effectively. Choose from between a couple of response channels, from direct mail to landing pages designed to engage and initiate responses with potential customers. Kessler Creative, Jacksonville, Florida. Results-driven marketing and a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think it's grown a lot. I think the guys are closer than ever, and we're buying into the culture here, and that's work to win. So, every week we come with that mindset to keep pushing, find something to get better at during the week, and go out there on the field and do our best. And I think we're doing that, and I feel like Venture's going to fall through for us.
Work to win. That's Tyson Campbell, Jaguars cornerback. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Hall of Famer Tony Boselli. Pete Briscoe is out this week.
Thank goodness.
That's aggressive, but expected.
He just sucks up my time. So
it is all about your time now. Because you don't have enough of it as of late. You need some more.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Tyson Campbell. He had the play on George Pickens where he blasted him on that pass out to the left was fantastic. Old Georgia teammates going at it there. That was nice to see. But his defense as a whole in the preseason has been really good against the run so far. Now,
the first unit. Let's be clear.
First team, yes,
because
you're right.
As you get down the line, the first 2 weeks of the preseason, we were getting gashed.
Ooh.
Now, it was better against the Steelers overall.
24 yards, I'd say.
Overall,
yeah,
it was very good.
Right. So they were on the field for the entire first half and a drive into the second half as a starting unit. So, what'd you make? 2-minute drive, gave up the touchdown. That's
the
unfortunate.
2-minute drive was not very good.
No.
It was way too easy. If a rookie quarterback back there, you got to do a better job of – and they were getting decent pressure, but he was getting rid of the ball quick. We know that we're getting after the quarterback because they got after Trubisky. Now, they couldn't tackle him. Trubisky was like Earl Campbell back there breaking tackles.
Okay, easy.
He was. Campbell. Go look at it. I watched it again. I'm like, tackle him. Let's go. But you got to, come on. You're getting pressure. You got to do better on the back half. And they got to clean that. They got to clean it up a little bit. It was too easy for the rookie to go down and score. There has to be more contested throws and contested opportunities. So they'll clean that up. But besides that, I thought the first two preseason games, the number one unit was outstanding. against the run. They pressured the quarterback very well with 4 and with the blitz. So they didn't have to blitz to do it. Arden Key is going to be a difference maker in third down.
Those guys, he and Smoot, I thought had really good days.
Smoot's a really good player. I thought Josh Allen was impactful rushing against the left tackle. He got after him especially early. Good push by Trayvon Walker. Didn't do too much in the pass game, but good. He got good push on his rushes. And what I like is that front four, when you have when your front four is Josh Allen, Arden Key, Roy Robinson Harris, or Smoot, and then Trayvon Walker, they get push.
Mm-hmm.
They are collapsing the pocket. The quarterback is feeling their presence even if they're not coming clean, and that's a good sign.
It's got to make him move.
Yeah, you want to get him off his spot. You want to give him something to think about.
Yeah.
You can't let him sit back there and act like it's 7-on-7 because the quarterbacks are too good in today's NFL not to pressure him. If the guy has time, I don't care. I mean, there's a bunch of quarterbacks in this league. If you keep them clean in the pocket, they're going to hurt you, and especially the good ones. So you have to pressure. And I think Mike Caldwell, so far with the guys he has done a good job with that. And you mentioned Jawaan Smoot.
Yep.
I've been super impressed with him.
He had the holding call in the end zone for a safety, which was a great play. That was after the starting group was out. That was the first drive for the reserves. I'm using air quotes with fingers for those on radio.
I don't consider Smoot a reserve. He's a rotational one. I mean, he's going to play a lot of football.
Absolutely.
He's one of the best players on the defense, and I love it because his story is so good. I mean, Jeff and I talked about it in the broadcast. I mean, the first 2 years, this time, we were always talking, not the first year because it was a draft pick, but years probably 2, maybe even 3, we're talking, is he going to make the team? Is he on the 53? And he found a way to stay on the roster and kept on working. And last year, he was a difference maker. He was a really good player last year. And this year, boy, he's a wrecking ball. I mean, he's going to be a guy that they count on to play a lot of football. I mean, he'll probably play as much as a starter when you figure out all the rotation at the end of a game. The snaps that he accumulates is going to be right up there.
Or packages on certain situations.
Oh, yeah,
come up in games. They have a rush situation that could be different personnel in the field.
I think if you were going to put your 4 best rushers out there,
pass rushers.
Who
are they?
It's Josh Allen, Arden Key, it's Jawaan Smoot, and then Trayvon Walker.
How did Arden Key get free then if he's that good?
I don't know. I mean, he had a good year last year as a rotational backup player in San Francisco.
Right.
And he is long and he's elusive and he has sneaky power. So from that, in that sub package, which is nickel defense, so basically when they have 3 wides or more, and you put him over over an offensive tackle at the defensive tackle position, he's a matchup problem because he'll make them move, and if he gets their feet moving, he's going to cause problems. So, to your point, I'm surprised that he didn't have more interest in the offseason.
All right, so there's all this defensive success so far for the starting groups. We've talked about this. The run defense has been good. They're getting some pass rush from a number of different guys. That's great. It's the preseason, Tony. Does this equate to week 1, 2, 3? Can they carry that over? It's going to be different feeling when a team's actually fully game planning for you,
Yeah,
right?
but it's going to feel different, too, when we're fully game planning. And I have a lot of confidence in Doug Peterson and Press Taylor and the ability to game plan, and come up with situational football advantages against other teams.
And Mike Caldwell, yeah.
And then I'm just talking offense. And on the defensive side, Mike Caldwell, first time ever doing it, so really we got to wait and see. But, boy, he was trained under one of the best defensive coordinators of all football in Todd Bowles. I mean, you talk about defensive mind, one of the smartest people in football is Todd Bowles. I mean, he knows his stuff, and Mike Caldwell was trained under him, and I hold him in high regard based on what I've seen so far and how this defense is, how him and his staff are putting together a defense. So, it goes both ways there. I always take the preseason with a grain of salt because everything changes, and you got to tell the young guys, I always laugh when the game's slowing down for us in the preseason. No, this isn't football. It's going to go up noticeably. I mean, I'll never forget. We were playing in St. Louis, because I didn't play my rookie year in the preseason, so my second year playing preseason, and we're playing the Rams and Leslie O'Neal, perennial all Pro Bowl player, 5, 6 Pro Bowls, whatever he went to. He was in his 10th, 11th, 12th year, whatever it was, and I played him in the preseason, and I'm like, this is easy. And we had a matchup about 5 weeks later in the regular season. I remember the first series, first third down, he came off the ball. And I was like, whoa, who's this guy?
Where'd he get this step from?
Wait a second. This guy's playing a lot faster than I remember from the preseason. And I had to get my mind right. This is not going to be a day at the beach. This is going to be a tough matchup. This is a really good football player. And so that, when you think of these young players, the rookies, like a Trayvon Walker, like a Muma, like a Fortner, and then Devin Lloyd, who's not going to have pretty much preseason at all. Like, it's going to be like, okay, you did good job, but be ready to dial it up because the speed of the game is going to increase. And then when God willing, this team gets in the playoffs, it's even more intense. And so now the good news is all the guys I just mentioned are good football players. They'll have no problem adjusting, but it'll be a slight adjustment. It always is when you go from that preseason to regular season. So yeah, so take it with a grain of salt. Good, bad, and different. We've seen teams in this league go 4-0 in the preseason and not win a game all season. And we've seen teams go 0-4 and be in the playoffs. I don't think you get much of a gauge from wins and losses in the preseason to what the team can be.
We'll come back in a moment, Tony. We're going to talk offensive line. We're going to get some answers out of you.
Okay, let's do it. Ready.
Especially about the right tackle battle. Competition.
Okay, let's do this.
How about that? For 9 years, Dreamfinders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. Second hour, we'll get your fan questions. Plenty more ahead. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet HomeLoans on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast,
we're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours,
we're with you. You have big plans,
financial questions,
and decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's time for sunshine and summer showers, so it's more important than ever to make sure you call Crystal Clean for all your waterproofing needs. Waterproofing can extend the life of your building by keeping water outside where it belongs. And that Florida sun can beat up your business's paint job. Crystal Clean's painting services can bring your building back to life. From waterproofing to painting, schedule Crystal Clean today. Call 904-220-3337 or go to crystalclean.com. You don't have to worry when it's Crystal Clean.
It may be football season, but pests are in full force here in Jacksonville. That's why you need Kingfish Pest Control's $99 knockdown treatment. Kingfish Pest Control will safely eliminate spiders, ants, roaches, and more for just $99, backed by their 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned with thousands of A-plus customer reviews. They're hands down the best pest control company in Metro Jacksonville and a proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com.
Your hometown gate now has more ways to save. Introducing My Gate Rewards, a new loyalty program with member-exclusive savings and fuel discounts. Earn points on in-store purchases, take advantage of special offers, and save on products you love. Score free coffee, fountain drinks, pizza, and soft serve with Gates Frequent Shopper Clubs. Then use your points on savings at the pump. Download the MyGate Rewards app in the App Store today or ask a store associate for more information. Go from good to Gate.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
I honestly, I think that we're just showing just a little bit. This offense is capable of a lot. We have a lot of dynamic guys, and schematically, based off of who we're playing, there's a lot of areas where we can take advantage of defenses, and so that'll be a great thing to see, an exciting thing to be able to attack. Once we get into Washington.
It's Christian Kirk, Jaguars wide receiver. The Jags offense holding their cards close to the vest in the preseason. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Tony Boselli, Hall of Famer.
What cards do you think they're
What are
holding
you
close?
eating right now?
Well, last week they had no snacks in the snack room. They were out. Today they have a plethora of snacks. I got some.
We have a lot of breaks ahead, too.
Yeah,
so.
I got a little some crackers with peanut butter. Outstanding.
It's good.
I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is one of my favorite things.
Is it really? Right there at the top, huh?
Love peanut butter. Like
a condiment ranking, that would be like number one for you. Does that count as a condiment? I don't even know.
I don't know. Is that a condiment? Because I don't consider it a condiment. Because like my
dressing,
favorite condiment is like hot sauce.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's a condiment.
I don't think so either.
I think peanut butter is food. It's one of my favorite foods.
It's peanuts.
It is. Like I don't like it in the house. Like I like peanut butter, almond butter, like that kind of stuff. Because if it's in the house, I like last night before I went to bed. We got a
spoonfuls,
big old thing out of the peanut butter. I mean, I love peanut butter.
Apparently so. Good for you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, peanut butter and honey sandwich, peanut butter, honey, and banana sandwich. Oh.
Kind of getting into Elvis territory, aren't we?
That's living, though. I mean,
do you fry these things, too?
I'm not against it. I have
Who is?
I have toasted. I like toasted, like PB&J or toasted peanut butter and honey and bananas. I mean, so they're toasting the bread and then you spread out nice thick thing. And I like the chunky, like a good chunky peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I will say this: if somebody
outstanding.
is turning on 1010XL for the first time ever right now, and maybe moved in from out of town. And don't realize who's talking. They know it's an offensive lineman right now, and it's Tony Boselli, and that brings us into the offensive line discussion.
Yes.
The Big Eaters. Well, there's a battle going on at right tackle right now. Walker Little and Jawaan Taylor. Taylor, of course, the fourth-year incumbent at that position. He hasn't missed a game in 3 seasons there. Walker Little, now his second year in the NFL. The competition, at least Doug Peterson said, was continuing this past weekend, Saturday night, and could continue into the practices in Atlanta. What did you see from those guys Saturday?
I mean, I think Jawaan Taylor's the leader. I mean, if I had to pick a starter right now, I'm playing Jawaan Taylor. He's more consistent. I don't think he's as physical as Walker Little, but I think he's more consistent in the pass protecting. I thought he did a good job overall. I think coming into camp, I thought Walker Little would win that job, and early, he was probably pretty far ahead. A lot of that due to the fact that Jawaan had an injury and missed time and everything else.
When did that change?
I think I think the preseason game against the Browns. And I think, and then the week of practice afterwards, I think Taylor had better practices. Walker Little had some tough spots. And then if you watch the game, I just think, Walker Little still has some issues in the pass game with his hands in maintaining the angle and stretching the pocket and creating space. Jawaan Taylor, I mean, he has some of his own issues in the pass game, like getting too vertical at times, going backwards too much instead of widening. But I just think overall he's more consistent. And I go back to his rookie year when we all thought at the end of that year he had a chance to be one of the premier right tackles in football. And he's never gotten better. In fact, you might say he regressed a little bit. I am hoping, and I have a ton of respect for Phil Rauscher, the new offensive line coach. I think he's really good. And he's a good teacher, good technician. I'm hoping that Jawaan is buying in, and I think he is, and will help him, because I think if he does, that Jawaan Taylor has a chance to get back to what we expected him to be in kind of the potential. I I'm not giving up on Walker Little by any means. I think he has a ton of potential himself, and he is a physical man, and he's a big man. He's athletic, does good in space as far as in the run game, get up next level. But he needs to do better. He just needs to be better with his hands and his consistency, and I think he needs to have a finishing mentality. Like, you finish every play. Like, you are hell or come high water. I mean, you are going to be in between the defender and the running back or quarterback, and you're going to fight like hell and die 1,000 deaths before you let anything happen or you get beat. And so I think Jawaan's the guy right now.
So, all right, Jawaan Taylor, right? It's his 4th year in the NFL. It's the first time he's really had competition at right tackle, right? He's always been the guy going in. Does that maybe sharpen your focus, both of those reasons? You're competing for the first time, and, oh, yes, it is a contract year. Let's be serious. It's professional football. It's a business, too. Does that help Jawaan maybe focus a little more? Not that he had trouble focusing before. He seems like he's locked in and does his work, but, hey, it's what it is. Right?
If you're a competitor, but most guys that get to this level are competitors.
Yeah.
I mean, I think competition's good. I think being uncomfortable is good. And sometimes guys need external things to happen to be uncomfortable. For me, I was always uncomfortable from the standpoint is
you're still uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, that's for different reasons. But to me, it was always like I've set a standard, or initially I'm trying to set the standard. And then once I set the standard of playing at a high level, I want to continue to play to that standard and beyond. And so there was always like an internal competition going on at all times. Some guys need the external, like something to happen, contract year, another guy comes, threatens his job, whatever, to get that fire going. Mm-hmm. So whatever the reason is, because I'm with you, I never sensed Jawaan as the type of guy that was lackadaisical or didn't take his job serious or didn't care. Right. I never sensed that. But a lot of times in the history of this league, either being a contract year, that's a trigger, or having someone in that can take your job. It brings the best out of you, and let's hope that's the case for Jawaan Taylor. And the flip side of that is, let's hope that Walker Little says, hey, this is like, if I want to start in this league, I got to go take it. I got to raise my game. I got to compete harder. I got to go grab the gold at the end of the rainbow and snatch it and take it away and say, I am the guy. And right now he has not done that. And so I think if I was a betting man, I would bet that Jawaan Taylor's your starting right tackle opening day, all things considered. Obviously, everyone needs to stay healthy. And I think the last opportunity, because I don't think either of those guys play against Atlanta.
No.
I don't.
So the practice field is where it's going to be determined.
I think, the matchups against the Falcons for 2 days should give Doug Peterson and Phil Rauscher a good idea of who's going to be that starter.
How do you approach you mentioned on Walker Little that at times in the middle of a play, if something happens, he maybe doesn't finish, and the guy will get around him, or he'll just kind of give up from time to time. Can you teach that? How do you overcome that as a player?
Well, I think it's just the emphasizing finish, and I think I think as an offensive lineman there should be an urgency every play, and what I mean by that, like the urgency is like I break the huddle, I know my job, I know who I'm supposed to block, and now there's like a sense of desperation, urgency, like, okay, I'm getting ready to go into the war zone. And it's kill or be killed. And so I'm going to finish this play. I mean, it's like that's what every snap is in the NFL. It's either, outside of maybe, on a naked bootleg or some just play, you just got to kind of, it's an easy play. There's not many of those for the offensive line. But it's that I'm entering in play by play, and it's a battle that I have a large human being across from me that's trying to beat me. And so I better have the mentality that I'm going to beat him and dominate him on the snap. And I think that's a mentality you have to develop.
TJ Watt was on the other side early in Saturday's game.
Yeah.
He's the defensive player of the year in the NFL.
It's pretty good.
But there's a lot of really good pass rushers in the NFL. I mean, you're going to line up against a really good one most weeks. This is how it is, right? I mean, it's not – it's TJ Watt, but there are – it's every week in the league has somebody.
You know,
so there's a lot of people. Hey, it's T.J. Watt. It's not that big a deal. No, it's every week there's somebody similar to that.
Well, maybe not to the level of T.J. Watt, but your point is right,
Come
JP.
on.
First of all, I always believe this is my belief. If you want to be considered a premier player in the NFL, well, then you got to go block the other premier players. And my guess is that Jawaan Taylor and Walker Little want to be considered a starting caliber, high-end right tackle in this league or offensive lineman. Well, if that's the case, you got to go block guys like T.J. Watt, and you got to go block the rookie from wherever that no one knows about. So regardless of the level, like the expectation should be. Now, with that said, if you were playing T.J. Watt in the regular season, would Doug Peterson and Phil Rauscher come up with a game plan to help and to slide to? And
probably
100%. But the goal of the offensive line, men, should be like, I'm going to go block this guy. And I'm going to have the mentality that it's me against him, and I'm going to go block him regardless of what his credentials are. Now, is it harder against T.J. Watt? Absolutely. But I don't think you should give yourself an excuse, and I don't think we should make an excuse for him. And I doubt Walker Little's thinking, it's okay, I got beat for a sec because it's T.J. Watt. No, he's
right.
I've been in that situation. I've gotten beat by all-pro Hall of Famers, and I've gotten beat by guys that no one would ever heard of. And regardless of when it happened, I didn't like it. And it wasn't okay. And you should set the standard at the highest possible level for yourself. And that means, regardless who's playing defensive end or defensive tackle or whatever it is, you got to go block them.
I like the fact on the sideline that after – it was a drive or two after that, but throughout the evening, those guys are talking to each other, Little and Taylor, and trading notes and comparing what happened. It's not like they're sitting on other ends of the bench. They're good guys. They want each other to do well, and however the chips fall at the end of this competition, as long as it makes the team better, I think both those guys would be on board with it.
Well, I mean, here's the reality. They're both going to be on the team. You're going to be teammates. And both guys are going to play at some point this year. Now, unless, whoever wins the job and Cam, both those guys play healthy every snap for every game, which let's hope. That's what I'm believing, but we also know the law of crazy things happening is going to happen in this league. And so you regardless who wins the job, the other guy has to be ready, and you want both guys to be confident and capable because you're going to need them to win games this football season.
If you're looking for the MVP of the truck game, then look no further than Ford F-150. Loaded with impressive capability and designed to dominate work, play, and everything in between, this truck makes tough look easy. Your local Ford dealer, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. What snack are you going with this break?
Peanut butter.
You jumped the gun.
Peanut butter crackers.
We're not even commercial yet.
Well, usually.
What are you doing?
Usually, you guys, once you start reading, take the camera off me. I'm chewing. It's rude.
Come on.
Once
man.
you take once you start reading, I'm off. Like I'm done. My job's over.
Zoom in, yeah. Get in tight on him on the camera. That's just what we need for posterity. We're back in a moment. We'll take a look at the Miller Electric Center. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors from Renewal by Andersen. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. Visit rbafla.com for details. Offer expires August 31st. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Yingling Traditional Lager. The beer for drinkers who know how to tap into their inner eagle and spread their wings. So prepare yourself for takeoff and let your night take flight. When your lips meet that cold, crisp amber lager, there's no looking back. So fly over the radar. Tonight's about the lager, and this lager is all about soaring higher. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings. DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please drink responsibly.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa debit card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When Jaguars news breaks, you'll hear about it first on 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet HomeLoans. JP Shadrick, Tony Boselli. No Pete Prisco. He's out this week.
It's glorious. I mean, I'm looking online, and right now this is the highest rated show in 12 months.
Yeah, Twitter is a buzz.
I mean, it's going crazy.
That's what happens in social media now. I don't know. We're not viral yet, but
Pretty
we're
close.
getting there.
Pretty close.
We're getting there. Let's take a look, if you're watching on Jaguars.com, and our Jaguars social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, at the Miller Electric Center outside TIAA Bank Field. It's scheduled to be open for training camp in 2023. 125,000 square foot facility, and the future practice fields for the Jaguars are now a muddy swamp after nasty rain today.
Yeah, the rain came down. Boy, I was at the beach and you could see it over the city, and then it kind of slowly migrated to the beach, and all of a sudden it's like it's pitch black out there. And so it's a little bit muddy out there, and my guess is they probably had to shut it down for a while because of the lightning and everything else in the area.
That's not ideal if you're, in a crane.
Yeah, or up on the scaffolding.
Yeah.
I don't think that's where you want to be.
Bad idea.
Yeah, I'd pass. But yeah, they're doing a good job. It's coming up quick. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. It's going to create think about, it's going to be interesting how they manage the game field, because they're going to be practicing on the field.
Yes.
And so and then it also will impact Doug Peterson's preparation, because think about it. Let's say you have a week which we have in Jacksonville, where it rains like this all week. Well, you're not going to, and you have a home game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to practice on the game field.
Nope.
And so you're going to be in the bubble, which is tight to do everything you want to do, because you can't do things out of the end zone because of the way it's structured and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so that will impact your preparation of what, and so now, nothing you can't overcome, but coaches and players like routine, and they like predictable, and they like structure. Well, this is going to create – so you're going to get some curveballs this year, most likely, if you're Doug Peterson, around practice schedule, how you practice, where you can practice, because you just can't practice if it's rained and it's wet out there.
And they've got a plan for putting in a new surface from time to time, because there's the month of October. Think about this, right? Texans, Jaguars, October 9th. October 15th, Jackson State, Bethune-Cookman. October 23rd, Giants, Jaguars. October 29th, the cocktail party, Florida, Georgia. And then Vegas and the Jaguars the week after that. I mean, that's October into November. That's every week there's something going on, and that's the busiest portion of the schedule on the game field out here.
Well, which means you probably can't practice much during that
right?
time, because you're just going to tear the field up, and then you have to look at weather, because I'm not a turf expert or laying
You're a meteorologist and a turf expert. That's amazing. You get the gold jacket. It's all of a sudden he's an expert in most fields. Just ask him.
I'm not either of those, but my guess is if it's pouring rain, not the best time to replace sod.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if it's a muddy mess out there you want to be laying new sod. Right. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. But you're going to have to look at all that. And it'll create some challenges for the team. Now, I wonder if you do get an extended period where you just can't be outside on the grass practicing, can they go back and use Episcopal?
Good
few
question.
times. I remember,
and
I can't remember why, but my rookie year, there was a couple times during the regular season, that we had to go practice at Bishop Kenny because something was wrong with the practice fields or something. I can't remember what it was. I have no idea, to be honest with you. But I remember getting on a bus a few times having to go practice over there. And so I think it would be an option I'd want in my back pocket.
Yeah, just in case.
And I wonder if the Jags, at Doug Peterson's request, have arranged that with Episcopal, like, hey, if in case of emergency, like our break glass option is getting buses and coming over and practicing there again.
And thanks again to the folks at Episcopal. 13 of the first 14 practices of training camp were at their sports campus. The head of school, the Reverend Adam Green, and the director of athletics, Andy Kidd, were invited to break down the team after the last practice there. They had a bunch of the staff over there watching practice in the final day, and really cool, a nice, gracious host to have the Jaguars there for, 3 weeks of camp.
I used to be an Episcopal employee.
I am aware of this.
As a
I went to a game and saw this. And if you never went to a high school game that Tony Boselli was coaching the offensive line, you have missed out on a treat. Headsets are flying. Fingers are pointing.
You could hear me. Let's put
Teenagers are shaking in their cleats. I mean, come on, man. It was something else.
I loved it. It was fun. It was Mark and I had a good time of doing that. I love coaching those kids.
Yeah. It's been a while though, right?
Oh yeah, it's been at least 5 years, I think. 4 years. Yeah, 4 years probably. I mean, Mark's not there anymore. This is his second year in Detroit.
Yeah, he's in Detroit now.
I don't think I've coached with him the last 2 years there.
Do you miss it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't miss the craziness it added to my schedule, with, obviously what I do with the Jaguars, and I got my own company and doing that, and, and then Thursday night football with Westwood One.
And don't forget the autograph signings now.
Well, we'll set that aside.
I don't know when they're going to put those in, but that, that just adds to the schedule.
Okay.
It's heavy.
Listen, Pete's not here.
It's a heavy schedule.
But I do miss it. I loved it. I mean, I love football. I miss playing. I loved coaching, whether it was high school or I just loved being around it and teaching and being a part of the game. So I miss that. I miss a lot of aspects of it, of being closer to the game. It's great to do what we do, doing this show and calling the games on radio. It keeps me close enough. But are there times it would be fun to kind of take a deeper dive and even spend more time and get rid of some of the other stuff I do so I could be full-time doing just football? Yeah, it would be interesting. And so, that'll always be there. But, right now in my life, I am plenty busy, JP. And I love doing the radio and doing this with you. And I love the healthcare company I have. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy business. I like working. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, what else would you do?
I'm not good enough at golf to play golf every day. I know that, and I don't really enjoy fishing like Jeff Logman does, or hunting. I mean, I'll go do hunting or fishing every once in a while. You only can lay on the beach. You can only lay on the beach so long.
Sandy, there's salt water.
I like the beach. Love
sharks
the beach.
And
I like riding my bike on the beach. Yeah, I mean, there's only so. I mean, if I had nothing to do in all free time, I'm sure I'd figure out how to.
Yeah, you'd find something.
Yeah. I'd either, it's funny, I'd either be like really in shape, if that was the case, like just ripped, shredded, or I'd be so fat Like, there's no in between.
I don't know. With the trend of snacks tonight, we're kind of leaning towards the latter.
Yeah, but I would have like I'm a person of like some extremes at times. I can have extreme behavior.
Really?
Like I like going all in.
I never noticed.
Yeah, you never noticed. I like going all in either way. So I'd have gone all in, like just healthy and working out and just ripped, which I'm sure that's the choice my wife would hope I'd choose. Or I'd go the other way of just being a lazy, playing golf, laying on the beach.
I mean, let's be honest with you. You've got some body parts that may not let you.
Yeah, but I can work around that. I can work around that. I mean, there's, I could figure that out. Half of it is just diet and like just doing some
just
workouts.
Will to go do it too.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to be busy for a while, so I don't have to worry about either of those things. I'll just stay kind of medium fat for the time being.
What was that, plump? Is that what they call that?
I don't know what medium fat is. I'm like, if you wear the right clothes, you look decent. If you don't, you're in trouble.
Just wear bigger clothes. I like that. I love that. All right. That'll do it for our first hour. Tony, we've got another hour ahead.
Oh, it was fun. That went fast.
I know, right?
It's so much more like relaxing without Pete here.
Yeah, we can get our thoughts out. We can dig deep on snacks and schedules.
Snacks. I love Pete. I miss Pete. I can't. He's up at I think at Minnesota today, right?
Is it Minnesota?
Yeah, he's up in Minnesota.
I couldn't remember exactly where.
It's like I'll say nice things because he's not here, but he is just such a joy to do the show with, and it was great having him up again with us.
It was fun.
It was fun.
A lot of fun. Second hour ahead. We'll get to the top stories of the week so far. We'll keep it real, because we haven't done that yet. We'll get to the Fanatics fan questions as well. This is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bono's is currently expanding its brand with franchise opportunities throughout the Southeast and beyond. Over 70 years of authentic Southern pit barbecue and owning your own business are a great combo. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Life's better with a financial partner like Ameris Bank. From opening your first savings account to funding your kids' college tuition, we're with you.
From a flash of a business idea to growing that company just as fast.
We're with you.
From buying a home to tackling the renovations to make it truly yours.
We're with you. You have big plans.
Financial questions.
And decisions to make.
And for every idea, life goal, and new venture, we're with you all the way. Visit amerisbank.com/withyou to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're hitting refresh now, palm trees swaying now, letting loose now, busting a move now, cranking up the beats now, hands in the air now, feeling free now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we believe everyone needs a little getaway. That's why we put a little sunshine into our fresh smoothies, wraps, and flatbreads. Can you feel it? You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think there's a lot of good positive takeaways from tonight, with the starters and feel good there. And the young guys are going to learn. There were some good things that they did. But obviously the sort of the obvious things, right, are we can't turn the ball over in the red zone. We got points there again, potentially. And, we got to tackle better and, things of that nature in the second half. But I think if you look at where we are as starters, I think we're right on track to where we need to be and where we want to be, and that gives us a lot of hope as we head into the regular season.
That's head coach Doug Peterson after the game Saturday. Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with Hall of Famer Tony Boselli. No Pete Prisco tonight. Your social media questions coming up in just a little bit. Of course, the Jaguars fell to the Steelers 16-15 in preseason week 2. The offense moved the ball, but then stalled near and, at least in one instance, in the red zone. Had to settle for field goal tries. Trevor Lawrence, 14 of 21, 133 yards through the air. Some good things, some misses still. Christian Kirk made his Jaguars debut in the preseason. Targeted 8 times with 5 receptions and 54 yards. The right tackle competition continues. Jawaan Taylor and Walker Little. There were a pair of missed field goals. That has been all over social media this past couple days. He missed them from 51 and 57, though. Starting defense looked good against the run once again. Some pass rush moments as well. The Steelers' 2-minute drive ended in a touchdown before half. Tyson Campbell blasted George Pickens at one point, his college teammate at Georgia. And now, speaking of Georgia, it's on to Flowery Branch to practice for 2 days against the Atlanta Falcons ahead of the preseason Week 3 game this coming Saturday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. I think that about covers it, Tony.
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll see you next week. That's it for Jack. No, so that's the state of affairs.
That's quite a summary there, JP. I mean, I was sitting here wondering. I'm like, maybe JP's just going
to carry the whole second hour.
Literally just going monologue. Thinks he's like the late great Vin Scully, just carrying the broadcast by himself.
Yeah, I don't think so. So we mentioned in the first hour the right tackle battle.
Yep.
You think Jawaan Taylor's ahead?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think right now, based on, all the information, the body of work, preseason, the OTAs, training camp, preseason games, Jawaan getting healthy after I think it was the hamstring or whatever he had going into camp. I think you put it all together. Their performance, I think Jawaan has the lead right now. I think if Doug Peterson had to, which he doesn't, name a starter, he would name Jawaan Taylor. And the interesting thing is when does he name the starter?
Right.
And I think we'll get a good picture of where they are in this evaluation process during practice in Atlanta. So both you and I will be up there.
Oh, you're going?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be there for practice.
I didn't realize that.
I'll be there for the fun stuff.
Oh, cool.
There's a possibility I might not.
Oh, we don't.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I didn't know you were coming to practice.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, for both Wednesday and Thursday.
All right.
I think we're trying to get the crew together, go do a little dinner Wednesday night.
Well, I haven't heard that yet.
Well,
maybe I'm not on the list.
No, you're on the list. It was talked about in the booth during the.
Okay, good.
During the game.
Well, I appreciate that invitation.
I might be treating, so you're invited.
Thanks,
for
Tony.
Other reasons. I'm treating for other reasons.
Very nice. Thank you.
Well, it's not really voluntary. So
I'll order big.
Yes, I'm sure you will. But I think we'll get a good look or a good sense of where they are in this process of naming a starter during those 2 practices. Like, if all of a sudden you go to the ones and Jawaan Taylor's getting the majority of the reps with the ones.
That would make sense.
Okay, now we kind of get a sense. Now, if they're still flipping every 2 plays, well, then it's wide open still. And then I would probably expect those guys to play in the final preseason game possibly. because maybe the competition's close enough where they want to see it and do evaluation. I would be shocked if they both played. Now, the guy who doesn't win the job might play.
Sure.
Just because you have to have
you got
bodies.
bodies out there to play, right?
But I think we'll get a good sense come the Atlanta practices.
It feels like they've figured out the left guard. Barch was in there as the starter in practice last week, and then was in there in the game. And Shatley was snapping the ball with the second team.
Yeah, Ben Barch is going to be your starting left guard.
There you go.
For the at least going into the season. Now, he had a couple things. He does good things you like, and he's had a good camp overall, but he still stops his feet in the pass game. And he'll get straight-legged, and he'll lose guys late. And that's something he really has to work on. And it'll allow him to be more consistent if he can keep some good body position with knee bend and keep moving those feet and working throughout the play. And his feet stop, his legs straighten up, and then he gets tossed. And I saw that a couple times. One that jumped out that created a late pressure. The ball was gone. But the flash of the jersey in front of Trevor, you never know how that impacts the quarterback. So, but he's going to be your starting left guard. And I think Shatley will be that rotational swing guy, center, both guards. And he's a better center than guard, Shatley is. So they're in good hands with Fortner as the starting center and Shatley backing him up.
All right, let's go to quarterback now, Tony. Trevor Lawrence, there were a few misfires earlier in the game, it felt like, but then he had some fantastic throws. The one on the sideline over the defender was great. Found Christian Kirk on the second level a little bit later in the game, I believe. And so there was some positive things, some things to work on, and that's what this preseason's for Trevor, trying to figure out this offense. And he had a full assortment of wide receivers out there, too. That helps.
Yeah, I want to talk about the receivers in a second, but let's start with Trevor Lawrence. Interesting, and it's just a coincidence, I'm sure. He was inconsistent with his accuracy the first two series against Cleveland, and then came out that third series against Cleveland, the preseason game before, and lit it up.
Yes.
And then this week against the Steelers, inconsistent on the first two drives. Missed a couple guys that would have extended the drive. Should be easy throws. The opening play was the slant. He threw way behind to Zay Jones. And then from the third series on, he's lights out making all-pro throws.
How do you remedy that?
I have no idea.
Do you just
start faster?
Do Trevor, have a longer warm-up?
Trevor, I whispered into his ear right before kickoff. This is the third series, Trevor. I don't know.
Let Beathard start and he starts the third drive?
No.
I'm kidding.
I think it's, and he talked about it after the game. A lot of his inaccuracy in those first couple of drives were his feet. Just get his feet settled. And some of that can be just really having, just full of adrenaline and pumped and excited to get the game going, and it just takes him a little bit of time to settle in, which I'm sure he'll be, he can work on. He can adjust that. That's not a problem. His good moments are so good, and he is so impressive. And I love how he stands in the pocket, body's flying around, he's fearless, and he just, when he gets those feet set, that ball comes out, and it is just, he makes some throws. It's like there's only a handful of guys in this league who can make that throw. And so I am excited to see him continue to progress under Doug Peterson and Press Taylor and, Mike McCoy, the quarterback coach. He has a good group of coaches around him. He's a hard worker. It's important to him. So I think this is a season where you're going to see Trevor get better and better as the season goes on.
Jaguars defense, Tony, another good day against the run. They had some pass rush in some instances, but the Steelers on the 2-minute drive before halftime went right down the field on them. Kenny Pickett leading the way, and they found the end zone right before half.
Yeah, and that's a bummer because they played dominant, like steel curtain to steal the term from the Steelers.
Flipped it around on them.
That's what type of defense. They couldn't run the ball. The pass rush was killing the quarterback and making a move around. They couldn't get on. They were having trouble getting first downs. They were causing penalties. It was a really good effort. And then all of a sudden, 2-minute drive, and you have the rookie quarterback in there. I was thinking, okay, 3 and out and get the ball right back. And maybe you have, 45 seconds or so to go do something with it. Next thing you know, Kenny Pickett's tossing the ball in the end zone. It's like, what? What happened? And it was way too easy. And now they got some decent rush, and he was getting hit, but he was delivering the ball on time, finding the right guy. Guys were running open. So that's a good – you never worry about that happening in the preseason because what it does, it gives you great coaching tape and teaching opportunities for Mike Caldwell to say, okay, this is what we did wrong, and this is how we need to correct it. I go back to 2017 when one of the – probably maybe the best defense in the history of this franchise, led by Calais Campbell and Jalen Ramsey, they were dominant in 2017. If you remember during the preseason, they couldn't stop the run. They were getting gashed.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're like, oh. And by the way, the offense couldn't run the ball. Well, then all of a sudden you get in the regular season, we're running the ball like crazy, and we got a defense that's smothering.
They had 10 sacks week 1.
Yeah, so it's like
like what is going on
here?
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, like so you never want to make too much, good or bad, about the now if it's really bad and it's just like what we've seen in the past, penalties and disorganization and everything else, you worry. But if it's schemes and guys having mental errors and little breaks here or there, those are all coaching opportunities for the staff to get everyone on the same page.
Yeah, it seems like the operation is good. The plays are getting in. The huddle's being broken on. All that's fine. It's just football after that.
Absolutely. I mean,
so that's good.
I mean,
it gives you a chance to go work on that stuff.
How about low penalties? How about the pre-snap penalties have been so low? Now, they had the delay game at the end of the half.
Weird. It's like coming out of a timeout. Like, what are we doing here?
There was no urgency.
Hey, guys, the clock's ticking.
Well, they knew they were just running the ball out just to, like to run it, which I never understood. Like, if at the end of the half, if you're not going to try to go for it, like a 2-minute drive, why would you even risk handing it off?
Yeah, just kneel down.
I guess the counter argument is, if you're Doug Peterson, says, listen, we're going to run a safe play, but what if it breaks?
Or it's preseason, we need to work on this running play.
Well,
Let's hand it off.
You see it in the regular season, you see teams do that. And so, I mean, the only thing you think of is like, hey, it's a low percentage something bad's going to happen, but there's also the possibility of like the running back bouncing out and taking it to the house.
Especially if you have a guy, I forget who carried that ball, but if it's ETN.
I don't think it was ETN. I thought it was Snoop.
Yeah. Either way. All right, so 3 preseason games down for the Jaguars, 1 to go in Atlanta this Saturday. Hey, we're going to come back, Tony.
Okay.
Whether they like it or not.
Hey, what are we doing? Are we doing it?
We're going to keep it real.
Keeping it real.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to keeping it real.
Because the first hour and 15 minutes.
We were fake.
So fake.
It was all made up. It's now. It's for real.
Starting now. We are back in a moment. It is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thinking about your favorite whiskey or whiskey-based cocktail for this weekend's party or tailgate? Us too. While you're out shopping for supplies, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the 2022 Jaguars whiskey available at most local Jacksonville liquor stores. Not leaving the couch this weekend? No problem. You can also order a bottle online at citrusdistillersonline.com. Every bottle is made locally here in Duval.
Ready, set, go. It's the Labor Day sales event at your local Ford dealer. Get going in a new Ford SUV or truck. Inventory is arriving daily, so get ready for the best offers of the summer on in-stock Ford vehicles. Or go custom order a 2023 Ford and lock in low financing and get big cash back. You've waited for these deals, and the wait is over. Ready, set, go to the Labor Day sales event, now through September 5th. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise.
to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. Better financial lives, stronger communities. 5-Star Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit 5starcu.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Need pest control that's safe and actually works? Then look no further than Jaguar's proud partner, Kingfish Pest Control. Kingfish is family-owned and has thousands of 5-star customer reviews for good reason. Their high level of customer care and quality service is off the charts. They're the leaders in pest control technology, using the industry's latest and greatest pest application equipment and products. They'll even email a picture of the technician who'll be coming to your home. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com.
Jacksonville Sports Talk for Jacksonville sports fans. 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, that was something we talked about this week and wanted to do better in is the third down scenarios, and I felt like the first unit was able to do that tonight. And we still missed. We still missed some opportunities, which again we got a little time here to learn from and correct, and as we finish up camp here in a week or so.
It's head coach Doug Peterson on third downs this past Saturday. Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick with the Hall of Famer Tony Boselli. No Pete Prisco. He'll be back with us, at least scheduled to be next Monday, which is what is next Monday? Is that Labor Day yet, or is that too early?
Are we doing a show on Labor Day?
Yes. Yes, we are. Well, we are. I don't know if you are. I mean,
might take a Pete Prisco.
You might have an autograph session.
I might take
night.
a Pete Prisco day.
What if we did a show live from one of your autograph sessions?
Let's not.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, let's not.
That would be something.
So we are doing Labor Day. Okay, I got to move some things around.
Oh, you're scheduled.
It's a holiday.
Well, we do a show every year on that day.
I know, and I always complain about it every year, so I might as well stay consistent.
I think we had this conversation the last 7 years.
We have, so I'm just staying consistent.
I'm just telling you. Might want to clear your calendar.
I
or
will,
not. Hey, or Pete and I can do the show.
No.
We did a couple times after London. Like you decided to stay in London for some reason.
For some reason,
there's an ocean in the way. You can't do a show anymore.
It's because I was with clients.
I'm just saying.
And that was before we had all this great technology where I could join by Zoom or whatever, or Skype or whatever the dang thing we use. I don't know what it is. No, but I there's a better than not chance I will not be in studio on Labor Day because I'm going to
be on a boat somewhere.
I'm going to be in Colorado.
Oh, nice!
With celebrating my cousin's 50th birthday, who I grew up with.
Very
like
nice,
brother.
Happy birthday!
Yes, it's actually his wife's birthday.
Happy early. Wait a minute. Hold on. What?
Well, listen.
Hold on. The story has changed. You're flopping like a fish.
We're very close.
Unbelievable.
They were at Canton. They've come. They were in L.A. for after the honor show. They flew there, and then they flew to Canton, and it's her 50th birthday.
It's going to be.
They've supported me.
Next is going to be my cousin's wife's neighbor.
They've
birthday.
supported me, so I want to support them.
Dog, unbelievable.
I'm going to join virtually. Just relax.
You never celebrated my birthday
because you never invited me.
Maybe I don't celebrate. Who's going to come?
Yeah, you don't have very many friends.
No, you're
that's
right.
For sure. So can we go back to something I said last segment about the receivers?
Oh, yeah. This is the full assortment of receivers for the first time this preseason. Christian Kirk was out there. That was a good thing.
Yeah, it was great. And you could tell that Trevor wanted to get Christian the ball. Now, you also could argue that's just what's going to happen this year because it was what's happened in training camp practices as well. I mean, he is the big question was, and it probably will be until you get some more games under this offense's belt, is could he go from being the number 3 receiver at Arizona to a number 1 guy? Doug and Trent in this organization bet with their pocketbooks that he is a number 1 receiver.
I'd say.
And there was a lot of consternation across the league of are they paying Christian Kirk that much money? Based on early returns of training camp and the one preseason game, kudos to Doug and Trent because they said this is the guy that we want because we see what he can do as the number one threat. Now, again, temper it, grain of salt, preseason, practice, doesn't, great. But I'll say this, and I said we were talking about it in the break. You look at the history of this organization, since Keenan and Jimmy were here, the two greatest receivers in this franchise's history, this is the best group.
I'll give you.
Give me another group that can contend.
Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns had statistics for a year.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I'll just give you that. That's it.
But
I'm not saying they're better than this group.
I'm
just
let me
telling
ask you
you
a question.
two
I'm
guys.
taking nothing away from the two Allens.
Yeah.
It was Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, and Marquise Lee. Those
Yes.
were the three, right?
That's correct.
Would you take those three, or would you take Zay Jones, Marvin Jones, and Christian Kirk?
You're right. This is a veteran group that knows how to play, it feels like. Yeah. Right. This might be the most veteran receiver starting trio I can remember. I'll give you that.
Well, not
that it matters how old you are. If you can play, you can play. But
I just think this is going to be a really good group. They need to stay healthy. I love Zay Jones. I love his speed. I love what he can do. I think, he hasn't put up huge numbers in his career, but he's always been kind of that third guy. It'll be interesting who will be that number two. Is it Marvin Jones or Zay Jones? I think Christian Kirk's definitely your number one. But I think both those guys, all three, it was fun to watch them all on the field, and I'm really excited to see what Doug will do with those three receivers. And think about this. You'll have situations where you could have two of those three receivers plus Dan Arnold and Evan Ingram on the field all at the same time.
Correct. Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Well, it gives you some options, right?
It gives you a ton of options. This goes from a team that you're looking around for the last couple of years, like who can get open, who's going to create separation, to a group of guys that are threats, and a guy like Christian Kirk who knows how to get open, Zay Jones who can really run, a professional receiver in Marvin Jones, who I think as the number one last year is tough because I don't think that's really what he is, but that's what he was asked to do with that group. But in his role as the number two or number three guy, I think is really good. And then you have Evan Ingram who can flat move at the tight end position. Dan Arnold, who we saw is elusive and understands and is athletic. You have five guys that all of a sudden you can get something done. Now, they got to prove it out, and they got to show in the regular season that they're dynamic and they can, when it counts. But early returns after seeing the three of them on the field together against Pittsburgh, it was good stuff, especially Christian Kirk.
Tony, you ready to sell some wine?
Oh, yeah, I forgot we're keeping it real.
That
was my first keeping it real part.
It's time to keep it real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients, award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi. You just kept it real on the wide receivers.
That was keeping it real on the receivers. Now, I know there's another keeping it real question.
Oh, we're going to go back to the offensive line because I feel like you are an expert of sorts in that area. Would you play the starting offensive line against the Falcons to get them on the field together?
No, I would not.
Even if they just decided it in practice?
No.
So you don't believe there needs to be a drive, a quarter, just to get those five on the field?
No.
Against a team going
They've already been on the field.
Why not?
Because they've already been on the field as a five. They've done it with both Jawaan Taylor and Walker Little. They did it multiple times against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And the risk is not worth it. Like, you're going to have physical practices against the Falcons up there for 2 days. You're going to get a ton of work. Play the backups, get through this last preseason game, and then you you do have 2 weeks of prep before you play the Commanders up in D.C. So you have plenty of time. I would not play any of the starters. I wouldn't play a starter on the team.
Anybody.
In the last preseason game.
22 guys. Just drink some Gatorade. Stay involved like that Doug Peterson wants them to do.
Yeah, stay involved, be a part of it, work with the young guys.
Which they did a good job this past week.
They always do. I think this team's – I've been impressed with this team. None of them get distracted and start, messing around and, causing a scene or being ridiculous.
No,
they're pros.
They're in the huddle helping the reserve guys.
I wouldn't play any of them if I'm Doug. Zero.
Got to get to the starting gate of the season.
You got 2 preseason games. You're having 2 practices with Atlanta. If anything, I wish they had another practice with another team.
Oh, 2 weeks of that.
2 weeks of that. I'd rather have that. I mean, it's too late now, obviously, but no. I think no. Get your starters. Get them out. Get ready for the Commanders.
There you have it. We just kept it real, presented by Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi. Open up a winner today. Real Ingredients award-winning wine by Robert Mondavi.
Looking forward to that case.
For a while.
Yeah, I have a good sense that Robert's going to be sending me some stuff.
Listen, Bob. We're waiting on cases over here.
Mr. Mondavi.
Sir. Let's come back. Hey, social media questions. Fanatics fan questions.
We're loaded up with the Fanatics questions.
A lot of them tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to get some answers, some more answers out of you when we come back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
What do you call a group of friends who wear the same jersey for good luck, no matter how old it is, and who support their team through thick and thin, week after week, as if the very season depended on it, while tossing the pigskin and drinking Miller Lite? You call it Miller time in Jacksonville. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2022 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You know what you expect at an airport hotel. A bed, a shuttle that's never on time, and if you're lucky, a day-old Danish on your way out the door. But at the Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport, you get a renovated lobby, restaurant, and bar, and 10,000 square feet of luxurious space for memorable family and business events. So stop by, stay a while, and expect to be surprised. Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport. Book online or call 1-877-2-CROWN. That's 1-877-227-6963.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
The station that the Jaguars listen to, 1010XL. Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think dynamic pass rushers, Smoot's a little different. He's more of a bull type guy. He's physical and strong. Arden's quick and slithery and can bend. And I think both of them have unique skills that obviously we can exploit defensively for us. And I think they're both having a really good camp right now.
That's head coach Doug Peterson on Jawaan Smoot and Arden Key. I've never been called quick or slithery or good bend,
Well,
any of that.
I think there's probably certain people who've called you slithery.
I don't know
for
about
different
that.
reasons.
That's Tony Boselli. I'm JP
A
Shadrick.
little on the shady side.
Jaguars Happy Hour. I can neither confirm nor deny. Hey, let's go to social media because, Tony, I know you are a social media maven.
Yes, big on social media.
It's time for the Fanatics fan questions. Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. Shop today and rep your Jags gear on game day and every day. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. And I mean everything. Question number 1. At Zach Bierman on Twitter. It seems that on offense, wide receivers are open and we're seeing more chunk plays. What percentage of this is due to opposing teams playing vanilla defense? And what percentage is tied to upgrades at the skill positions? And we need specific percentages, Tony.
And I actually think you're missing a category. Offensive coordinator game planning and offensive scheme.
Okay.
Helping guys get open.
How would you divide those 3?
So at this time, I'm going to give 50%. No, that's not true. I'm going to go 30% vanilla defenses.
Okay.
And 35% skill set and 35% coaching.
That all adds up to 100.
Yeah.
Good job.
I did the math.
Good. That's it.
That's it. I think I answered that question.
So it's kind of split almost
sufficiently.
evenly, according to those numbers.
Yeah, I was going to go like 20% vanilla defenses and then 40-40. I could be talked into that as well.
I'm not going to argue with you.
There's definitely some. It's very scientific, as you know.
I could tell.
Listen, defenses are playing vanilla stuff, but you still got to get open. And we've done a good job of getting open.
Our next question at Nick_Carlberg. Should the first teamers, both offense and defense, play this weekend?
No. Move on.
No.
We just talked about it. I was keeping it real. Like, that's bad. That is bad producing. Whoever produced this segment should have tied the question.
Be more slithery next time.
Yes, you got to slither more, JP. You shouldn't have that back-to-back questions like that. I just answered
it. I wanted to get a response out of you, and it
worked.
You
just did.
Good. It's the whole idea. Maybe I produced perfectly.
No,
in that case.
Poor producing.
How about that? At S Boston 2587, should people be so hard on Walker Little for allowing the best pass rusher in the league to beat him one time for a sack? He's a second-year player to new position, one-on-one against a guy who had 22.5 last year.
Well, you have to block these type of people in the regular season too. So should we just say, just let him get it? Oh, it's okay.
Go ahead, TJ.
Go ahead, TJ. You're a Pro Bowler. You're an MVP. We don't care. And again, I don't know who's being overly hard on Walker Little. I mean, I think at least on this show, and I'm a big fan of Walker Little. Think he has a ton of potential and has the opportunity to be a really good player in this league. That doesn't mean you can't be critical of things that he needs to do better or point out, mistakes or where he can improve. I don't think anyone's trying to cut Walker Little. I mean, he's competing for a starting job in the NFL. He must be pretty good. And he's competing against a guy who started every game in 3 years and has not missed a game. So I'm not even sure what the question. Like, I don't know who's being hard on him.
I don't know. I would guess some fans probably saw that clip and were like,
well, listen, hey. Guys are going to get beat in the offensive line. You have to look at the entire body of work. Guys get sacks. TJ Watt had 22.5 of them last year.
Yeah, tied the league record.
So, yeah. The guy's a good player. If you were playing a regular season, you'd have a game plan for that guy. It was a good test, good learning opportunity for Walker Little. The reason he got beat is not because he doesn't have the ability to block him. He got beat because it was a bad set. Did a bad technique. Didn't do a good job on that play. To me, positive. Let's learn from it. I have confidence that if Walker Little does it right from a technique standpoint, which he is capable of doing, he blocks TJ Watt. Does that mean he'll never get beat? No. This isn't a video game.
Madden just came out, but
I love Madden, but it's not a video game. Listen, it's a competition, and TJ Watt's a good player.
Side note, we just mentioned Madden. All these players, and they promote all these, the 99 club and all that. Yeah. Who has the 99 overall rating? The only player that has a 100 rating in the history of Madden. You don't know who that was?
No.
You, my friend, Tony Boselli.
Really?
Yes, I think in 98 game or 99
I had
game,
100?
They give you a 100 rating. It's the only time it's ever happened. They haven't done it again. I think they made the mistake. They're like, oh, we can't. Oof. Well,
so I couldn't be beat.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
It's like
I read that going into the before I went up the Hall of Fame.
Shouldn't I get like some like
they should put you in that Hall of Fame?
I want a Madden 100 shirt. Like you see those Madden 99 shirts,
jewelry and things. Like
but I want. Don't they make them like I've seen shirts like where it says Madden 99. Like where I want the Madden 100 because guess how many guys can wear that? One.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, how about that?
I did not know that, JP.
I'll have to go make sure that's right. But that gotta go find the article.
Let's just go with it.
But it sounds good. No, I think I'll find it.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, that's scientific. Everett J.E., how high a priority would it be getting a consistent field goal kicker for the Jaguars?
Very.
Would you be willing to trade a mid or low round draft pick for a solid veteran kicker? And are you, Tony, I'm just going to add on to this Everett J.E.'s question. He didn't ask this, but I am. Are you, have you seen enough of Santoso to know?
I would be surprised if he's the kicker going in. I think they're going to go find, there's a couple big, battles going on. Jeff talked about it. I think one's in Indy. And there was another one. I'm not sure where, but I don't know if you have to trade for those guys. They're going to cut them most likely, put them on practice squad. So I doubt you'd have to trade for a guy.
I just found it, by the way. It was the Madden 99 game. You were the only offensive lineman ever to have.
Yeah, because I was going to say
Barry
Deion Sanders and Barry Sanders in 1999 had hundreds.
Yeah, that's right. Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, Shannon Sharp, Mark Chimura for the Packers tight end, Tony Boselli, you might have heard of him, and Deion. So you're the only offensive lineman.
So why don't we all get 100 shirts?
It's a great question. Maybe that's the elite club Deion was talking about on social media the other week.
That's just going into that.
I don't know. Maybe that's what he meant by that.
I don't
know. Maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe he's hinting because the game was coming out. Hey, you need a different jacket, right? I don't know.
That's a good line.
Thank you. Our next question from @Brad_DDS Sports. Your thoughts on Laviska Shenault and his attempts at returning kicks? I would rather see him run actual routes in the passing game. Well, that last part's a comment, but what did you make of Laviska Shenault and the punt returns?
I don't think he's a punt returner. Now,
well, I know he has never been one.
And to me, I'm not even gauging it on his first misjudgment of the catch, the high punt. It was a great punt, by the way. And he just misjudged it. I mean, guys have done that. He caught the next one very clean.
Sounds like a familiar tune to the offensive line conversation.
Well, my point is, it's like one play. You can't make a judgment. And then he had the next one he caught very well. But he does not look like he had – like I think you have to have some speed and suddenness. And he did not look overly quick once he fielded the punt and tried to do something with it.
Does he look quick in the passing game?
No.
Either?
No. And not to me.
Right.
But he's a big body, catches the ball, run after catch.
He rarely goes to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a role for him in the offense. I don't think it's as a punt returner, which is not offense. That'd be special teams. I don't think there's a role in this team for him. Let me say it that way. I don't think it's as a punt returner.
If you missed the game, he has a punt return touchdown in college. It was his first touch as a collegiate player as a freshman, 2017. Colorado played Texas State. But he recovered the fumble of the punt returner and then returned at the 55 remaining yards for a touchdown. So no official punt returns, but one touchdown. Question number 6 on social media. We're on a roll tonight. This is at Bortles Nation. What's up, Blake? Is it unrealistic to think Allen, Walker, and Key could all get 8+ sacks this season? Go Jags.
No, I don't think it's unreasonable. No, I don't at all.
That'd be, 8 times 3 is 24.
Yeah, I think that's very possible. They all have capabilities. They're all good players. I think, let's hope. My hope is, in a perfect world, it'd be great if Josh Allen got, 13 to 15, where he became that dominant pass rusher that I think he has the capability of being. I think Trayvon going from anywhere from 6 to 9 would be a great year. And then Arden Key's interesting. At 6 last year, get him more reps, and boy, he looks good at that 3 technique rushing. Get him at 8. I can buy into that. I'm good with that.
That'd be pretty good for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I would take that.
Putting up numbers like that. All right, let's get our final question of the night. We had a lot of contributions today on social media. This is from @Duval_Gator. What did you guys think of the finger wag from Trevor? He needs to do more of that. Show this team and the fans we're for real and know it. The arrow is pointing way up. #confident, not cocky. #Duval.
I don't remember. When did he?
It was after the play, the throw to the sideline that went just out of the defender's reach on the sideline.
He waved the finger.
He did a finger wag to that guy after the fact.
I didn't see
How about
that.
that? Like a Dikembe Mutombo.
I like that. I like a little juice, a little mojo, a little statement.
Yeah. How about that?
Being made by Trevor Lawrence. I'm good with it. Wave the finger, because that means you're doing good stuff.
Right. If you don't like the finger wag, then intercept the football.
Let's not. I don't want that to happen either, though.
Well, no, but yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, maybe not like Miami Hurricanes 1987, but the same thing for them. If you don't like us dancing in the end zone, don't let us score.
Well, yeah, listen, I agree with that. Now, I'm surprised hearing that, because that doesn't I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that type of guy.
I don't think it was in his face, but there's a replay on social media of they close up a shot when after that play he was finger wagging. It wasn't in the guy's face.
Oh, okay, yeah, that doesn't,
it wasn't that.
That doesn't seem like Trevor's personality.
Yeah, I wonder what makes Trevor mad.
I have yet to see him get mad. Have you?
You don't know. I'm not around him all the time.
No, I'm not either. I mean, I wonder if what does he ever just grab the offensive line and say, "What the hell are you doing? Protect me."
Yeah. I would say Alabama, but he beat them.
He did beat them.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd be curious to talk to him.
He's pretty mild. I mean, he's pretty composed. He's not. I was going to say mild-mannered. That's the wrong way to describe him. He's a very composed, mature individual that is very steady, never too high, never too low, which I think is good for a quarterback. But I also like every once in a while.
You got to rattle some cages.
Seeing my quarterback, I love. Tom Brady's the best. He will let you know when he's excited and pump. Good.
He's running out for warm-ups. You kidding me? He runs right down the field.
A good fist pump.
Yeah.
And then if it goes wrong, he's not afraid to get after people on the sideline. I like that too. But it's got to be, it has to be part of who you are and your personality, because otherwise it's not authentic.
And guys will read right through that too, right?
It's you watch Tom Brady, it's authentic. It's coming from the depths of his soul. And then, other guys are just more even-keeled and, don't get too high, don't get too low. And I'm good with either. But I do like a little fire.
Speaking of Tom Brady, we will get to that story. He's back to practice today.
He's back. I wonder where
we'll find out.
Did they say?
No.
I'm so curious.
I haven't heard at least. We'll speculate when we return. Thank you for your submissions on social media today. You can always ask Tony anything at Tony Boselli.
Absolutely. I'm not the most responsive Twitter guy, but
he's busy. His schedule is slammed right now with autograph sessions and snack time.
Snack time's big.
Treadmill, maybe not.
Yeah, not much.
We'll go around the NFL. When we come back, it's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
You expect Jags fans to say, Duval. You expect the Beard Stadium is going to be cold, the dogs will be hot, but what you don't expect is an airport hotel with a renovated, inviting lobby, a cool bar, and crowded restaurant, or 10,000 square feet of space just waiting for your next family or business event. At the Crowne Plaza Jacksonville Airport, you should always expect to be surprised. Book online or call 1-877-2-CROWN. That's 1-877-227-6963.
Hey Jags fans, Brian Sexton for Dreamfinders Homes. In a complex housing market, do decisions on the biggest purchase of your life stress you out? At Dreamfinders Homes, they can build the home of your dreams in one of their many communities in Northeast Florida. With a mortgage company in-house, they're here to assist you throughout the entire process. Choose from their wide range of single-family homes or townhomes from the 300,000s. Dreamfinders Homes specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. Call 904-590-2545 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Ready, set, go. It's the Labor Day sales event at your local Ford dealer. Get going in a new Ford SUV or truck. Inventory is arriving daily, so get ready for the best offers of the summer on in-stock Ford vehicles. Or go custom order a 2023 Ford and lock in low financing and get big cash back. You've waited for these deals, and the wait is over. Ready, set, go to the Labor Day sales event, now through September 5th. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Jaguars fans are gearing up and saving big at Fanatics.com. The world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and Jaguars players you love. Shop the most trusted brands, exclusive designs by Fanatics, and autographed collectibles from today's biggest stars. Join Fanatics Rewards today and earn fan cash on every purchase. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Jaguars Today. All Jaguars, all NFL, all the time. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Welcome back, Jaguars Happy Hour on a Monday. JP Shadrick with Hall of Famer and member of the 100 Club on Madden 99, Tony Boselli. Pete Prisco is not here.
Oh, I wish he was for this.
Oh, that's not going to go away for a while. I still can't believe you didn't know that.
I did not.
I thought that'd be in your resume.
No. I did not know that. You learn something new every day. You had to always be learning, JP. You had to be curious about life. That's my perspective.
I mean, it's a deep thought from you. It really is. And it makes sense. Because if you're either getting better or you're getting worse.
That's true.
You know? Let's go around the NFL. Tom Brady is, he's 45 years old. He just seems to be getting better and better, but maybe not this training camp. He hasn't been there for 11 days. He showed up today, though. It was his first practice since August 11th. He was out for personal reasons. And all people have been told it doesn't have to do with his health or the health of any family member. I don't believe he spoke today. There's been I don't know if you followed this on social media.
I saw the Masked Singer tryout. There's no way.
Can you imagine if he did a taping of the Masked Singer and missed 2 weeks of training camp? If it's Antonio Brown or something, okay, that would kind of fit his personality. But that's not Tom Brady's personality, is it?
No, I can't imagine. But I was reading up on this. No, to answer, I don't think that's his personality. But reading up on it, I don't think this is like the first time he's missed camp. If I was reading back and I read it right, I think he missed some, not maybe this long, not 2 weeks, but he missed a few days here or there when he was with the Patriots as well. Did I read that right? Did you read that, or am I making that up?
But it makes sense that he could do that up there and get away with that too. Guess what? They had the offense installed. They knew what they were doing.
And here's the thing. Do you really think it impacts Tom Brady or the veteran receiving crew that he has as far as timing or anything else? Because I also know this about Tom Brady. He is a extremely hard worker during the offseason of spending time with his, doing what it takes to be ready to go. And he has 3 weeks to be ready for opening day. I think Tom Brady will be just fine. I don't think it's going to impact anything. It was a story. It was fun to talk about, but I see zero impact coming regular season.
What song would he sing in The Masked Singer? And what would he wear?
I've never seen the show, so I don't even know.
Don't lie,
I've
Tony.
never seen
Don't
the
lie
show.
to me.
I
can tell when you're lying.
I saw a commercial, like people in outfits, and they sing, and are you supposed to guess who they are?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
I don't know how in the hell you know who's in there. Like, how do you just guess, Derek Jeter's in there somehow?
Can't
Like,
you
I don't
tell
know.
that they're bad singers?
But I don't think it sounds like the person singing. I don't know. haven't watched the show enough.
I've never seen the show. Never seen one episode outside of a promotion on TV when I'm watching a sporting event. No idea outside of they wear masks or outfits.
But
and
it
they
just
sing.
I think I saw it. It might have been after the Super Bowl. I think I just had the TV on still, and I
you
came
know,
back in the room.
You watch it.
It was the debut, maybe. I don't know. But, like, how do they guess these obscure people?
I don't know. And guess what? Don't care.
Well, when Tom Brady pops out of there in a couple weeks, the story will be complete.
I still don't care.
You didn't answer my question, though. What song would he sing?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Fine.
What's a good Bon Jovi song? Living on a Prayer, because Bon Jovi was a big Patriots fan, so maybe he'll sing a Living on a Prayer.
See, you know what the show's about. Come on. You're guessing songs now? Don't act like you don't watch that.
I don't watch it.
Giants edge rusher Kayvon Thibodeau suffered a knee injury this weekend on a cut block from pulling tight end Thaddeus Moss of the Bengals. Good news, though, he left the game without assistance and without a limp, left the stadium, that is. He said, quote, "I'm good, I'll be back, all good news," end quote. And then some more medical testing today, and reports now he'll be out 3 to 4 weeks with a sprained MCL. The play is legal, yes, but Tony, is it clean?
Yes. If it's legal, it's clean. By the way, that play happens every game on the field. It happens all the time. It's a clean play. Thaddeus Moss did nothing wrong. If anything, like the way that Thibodeau tried to defend it, like, get your hands on him. Like, move your feet. So
it's partly on him. He's got to know how to avoid or.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's on anybody. It's football. Yeah. It's a clean play. I'm reading on Twitter, like all these people, it's dirty. I'm like, what? What do you mean it's dirty? It's legal. It's not a dirty play. Like, come on, give me a break.
All right, here's another not example of that exactly, but remember it was the Buccaneers, and they were playing, I believe, who were they playing? Might have been the Eagles.
Doesn't matter. Just tell me the situation.
Interception. Warren Sapp lights up the quarterback coming back.
No, it wasn't the quarterback. He lit up the offensive tackle. It was against Green Bay.
That's right.
Again, at the time, now would be a dirty play. It's illegal. It was a crackback.
But at the time.
No, it's part of football. It was part of football. Okay. Like, when I covered interceptions. Like,
I remember the head coach came out and was talking to Sapp pretty close, and he was like, hey, get a jersey, all that stuff.
Yeah, if it's within the rules, it's within the rules. I mean, one of the things when, now.
I guess that was Holmgren, wasn't it? That's been a while.
I'm glad that I think them outlawing a crackback block behind or anywhere for a while was just behind the play. Now it's anywhere. I think it's the right thing. But it's an offensive lineman. You knew to keep your head on a swivel because you knew the guys were flying around trying to take you out.
Right.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
I don't think if it's part of the game and it's in the rules, it is not dirty. I mean, some of my people think, when I played, I tried to get guys on the ground, and if I got on the ground, I was dropping my weight and forearm on the back of their rep. I was going after
trying to bury him.
Trying to bury him. It's a penalty now.
Should it be?
No, I don't think it should be. I think it's
you don't.
Very good play. Is that dirty? No, to me, it's part of the game. Play within the rules. If you play within the rules, it's not dirty.
Baker Mayfield named the starter for the Carolina Panthers and now reports that he'll play at least the first quarter Friday night in preseason week 3.
Well, I understand the situation. Matt Rule, he was splitting reps with Sam Darnold, so they're both competing. He's now your starter. You probably need more reps with him. Like last year when they held everyone out here in Jacksonville, I would not have. I would have played some of my young guys. Because you had a young offense, new system, new quarterback, you needed reps. I thought that was one of the big issues, not enough reps for that team last year in the training camp when I'm talking about the Jaguars here. Now thinking about the Panthers, I'm good with that. You want to make sure they're ready to go.
How safe is Rule?
Well, I think this is make or break it. If they're not competing for the playoffs and maybe getting to the playoffs, he's probably going to get fired.
Year 3, right?
Yeah. I think this is a make or break a year for him.
The Raiders traded quarterback Nick Mullins to the Vikings for a conditional 7th-round pick. He's been all over the place, 4 years in San Francisco, Philly and Cleveland last year, Vegas this offseason, are now traded again. It's a lot of moving, but that happens certainly this time of year too.
Yeah, I mean, guys are trying to, round out the back end of your roster. Who do you get traded from?
Raiders to the Vikings.
So the Raiders probably had a plethora of corners and depth there, and said, he's probably not going to make the team. Can we find a willing trade partner? Maybe someone who's thin right now, like the Vikings, get a late pick, make the move.
There's our look around the one more. How about this? Dan Campbell let the Lions players run practice today. The coaches did not get involved at all in practice.
What does that mean? I'm going to call Brunell and ask, what does that actually mean?
What did you go to the beach? What'd you do up there?
I'm going to call Brunell and ask him. He's the quarterback coach. I think it's unacceptable.
No coaching allowed, they say. They only watched. They didn't participate. None of the assistants were even at practice at all, is what this story says.
What do you mean they were not
not there? The players ran the show, apparently, and this is on Pro Football Talk, ran the show in a short practice without full pads, did situational work. The players organized on their own without any coaching. This will all be on Hard Knocks, apparently, because...
That seems like a made-for-TV event to me, JP.
Yeah. Your boy might have something to do with that.
Let me tell you what, if I was running that practice, I'd be like, all right, let's get this done quick, boys.
Can you imagine?
Here we go. I'd yell at people. What are you doing? Let's go, sirs.
Listen, Leon, we need more out of you.
Hey, Loggeman, take a lap.
That's our look around the NFL. I can't even imagine.
I don't even know what that. I mean, what does that even mean?
I don't know. What are we doing?
Sounds silly to me.
What are we doing? All right, so Jaguars this week head to Atlanta, Flowery Branch, Georgia, just north of Atlanta, out on the lake there to the Falcons facility.
I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to Flowery Branch.
I haven't either. I've driven by it on the interstate this summer, or not interstate, but whatever that highway is, 400.
I have no idea. I didn't even know where it is. I know it's in Atlanta somewhere outside Atlanta.
It's not in Atlanta
it's
at all.
outside
in
Atlanta.
fact, it's in Flowery Branch.
But you know what I mean.
It's about 40 minutes.
It's
north.
outside Atlanta. I'll fly into Atlanta.
Yes.
I'll get an Uber to wherever we're going. And when are you going up?
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna be there Wednesday morning.
Of course you are.
What
That's good. I'm glad. Practices in the afternoon.
Well, yeah. Why
1 o'clock?
Why are you flying up Tuesday?
That's what I was told to do.
Yeah, you're wasting company money
Following
with
orders.
an extra hotel room. You could have. I'm saving. I care about the Jags.
I follow orders.
Smart.
I also care about the Jags. So that'll be good. 2 practices against the Falcons, and hey, we'll see another team. And these are cool because obviously we've seen it a few years in the past. Went to New England in 2017. I think that was a great learning experience of what a perennial playoff and Super Bowl winning organization does their training camp like. And then the year after that, it was Baltimore, different feel there, an organization that has their act together over the years too. It was good to see.
Yeah, it was good. Who was the first overall pick? I mean, who was the first rounder for the Atlanta? I can't remember who they picked this year. I know they got the tight end last year, Pitts. Who's their you got Marcus Mariota is going to be the quarterback, or at least that's, they brought him in because they lost Matt Ryan.
Drake London, USC
receiver. I should have known that.
Come on.
So
8th overall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think that's a team that's in rebuild mode.
They got some weapons now.
The question is, they're going to go as far as Mariota takes them on offense, and then defensively, they let the guy I'm glad who's here, Aluakon, go. And so it's, they're trying to rebuild it there. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited to get up there and kind of see what's what, and watch our guys compete. And usually it's lively and good physical practice. Hopefully there's no fights. We've seen a couple training camp fights across the league when 2 teams get together. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm looking forward to getting up there and We'll have a good dinner on Wednesday night, JP.
Looking forward to that. And looking forward to seeing you there. Tony, well done. We'll have Pete back next week.
Looking forward to it. We miss Petey.
Joe Fortunato, Brent Reaver, David Cho, our entire crew. I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.